I don't know what to say about that. You got how many fucking sardines?
6 boxes now. Well, I guess it's 6 full-size cans. They're regular. I don't know. I never opened a box of sardines before, so I had never.
Have you ever eaten them?
No,
Did you try one?
no.
They're okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to. And I
Yeah.
really don't want to eat anything cold.
Well, you eat fish. That's all
I
there is.
heat it up. I cook it.
You can warm those up.
Whatever. It's fine. Winnie loves
Look,
it.
they okay. Look, if obviously I'm not going to contest having something special for the dog, especially if she loves it. Um, but sardines are kind of a. I've eaten them. I I wouldn't buy them.
Yeah. See, so if I'm gonna eat something, I'd rather eat something I want.
Well, I'll just put it this way. Like, so if I'm in a place where sardines are being sold, anchovies are going to be sold next to it, I'm going to buy those 100 out of 100
I'm
times.
not eating either one of those. And
What is
I
it?
I know I put them on pizzas and all that stuff, but I didn't eat them.
Oh, it's straight out of the can. They're just
I'm not eating cold fish. Especially cold, slimy, oily, whatever fish.
bony fish. Yeah.
But yeah, that's
Yeah.
just not that does not sound appealing in the slightest. So Winnie
Sardines,
loves
on
it.
the other hand, like you see them, they're just little fish. They've been stuck in something, and you just put the whole. It's mushy. Like so. What?
It wasn't mushy.
It's mushy.
Oh, maybe it is once you bite it, but
It's not.
pulling it out of the can and putting it into the bowl, it wasn't. It still held its shape.
Yeah, it'll hold its shape, but so the we would always like mush it up on like a cracker,
Ah,
and that sort of takes some of the horrible like.
yeah. See, no, you just use horrible in the description. There's no way I'm gonna
No,
eat
no,
this.
you don't know what the okay. Well,
Doesn't matter. Any conglomeration of horrible.
man, it has a. I don't want to say a bite, but the initial taste. I think the secondary taste is fine, but the initial taste is not great.
Oh, and since it came up, I was bringing up with Nikki. What's the name of the stinkiest fish?
That's called lutefisk.
Luda. Yeah.
Lutefisk, yes.
Okay.
Oh, he's William and I'm Jeffrey. Patrick is on
Away.
vacation. Yeah,
So, it's a two-man show.
yeah.
A different two-man show.
Mm-hmm. The other guys, yeah. So, yeah, like sardines are not awful. I mean, it goes in there with the. It's up there with. I treat it in the same family as like Braunschweiger.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. So,
It's
is that
steak.
liver paste?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's not going to happen either. In my world, it's just fine without ever knowing.
It was a weird. Yeah, it's an acquired taste. I don't know. I'm not. I wouldn't buy it. Let's leave it at that. Somebody has it, I'll eat it. But
That makes no sense to me. Wait, if it no. If it's not worthy of buying, then get something else that you would buy.
you don't get it.
You're right.
Like for me, like I said, I wouldn't buy it. But if somebody else has it,
Then I'm going to
And they're
McDonald's and
serving
grabbing
it.
me something. I've heard that's incredibly rude too, but yeah, there ain't no way I'm eating. So,
no, it's not the worst stuff in the world. It stinks.
which means it's going to be terrible to me. Whatever gets through my nose, and if it hits hard, that it's not good. Like
You could eat
peanut
it
butter,
cold.
coffee, all those things. They really they permeate right through.
Braunschweiger is like peanut butter thick. It's
Oh, that's oh, there ain't no that's like the worst combination you could imagine. It's
Yeah,
never gonna
I
leave
can't-
your mouth.
I can't think of anything that'd be worse for you. I mean, I guess
Oh.
I thought it wasn't bad. So I thought it wasn't bad when it's cold and you just put it on a piece of white bread, fold it over, and you eat it. And like, all right, this is fine. But I would not eat that shit straight. I know Pat's dad would eat that shit like crazy.
Sounds so bad. Oh, And that texture, I can just imagine it. Oh,
Well, I mean, that's the thing is I always wonder like how in this day and age like uh how people get gout, you know? And it comes from stuff like sardines and organ meats and stuff like that, liver being an organ. And we just didn't eat that growing up.
no.
No.
100% no.
Uh-uh. Like we didn't eat the kidneys of anything or anything like that.
Had kidney beans.
Right, but
It's just
they're not
that.
harvested from an animal.
Oh, that's true.
But yeah, we didn't eat that shit. So I always wondered like how the fuck do you get this? But if you live so I guess like Midwest to East Coast, right? That's when you're gonna find a lot more organ meats and stuff like that. There's a lot of Jewish delis and stuff like that.
Well, Alfred Williams played for the Broncos and all that stuff.
Yeah.
He got gout.
I mean, you can get it other ways, but that's the primary way. Like drinking doesn't help.
Fair enough.
I mean, I don't know how he got it, but
I don't know. He just described it. It was horribly painful.
I've heard it's the worst. I thought that's what I had for a minute, but it turned out to not be.
Your toe just get better?
Well, it's not my toe. It's right near there, but it was. There is still a problem there. There's a little like spur.
Oh.
Yeah, little.
It's not a bunion?
I believe that's kind of like the same. Yeah, where it's a little like off the bone.
So Livy watches these shorts and they go through like this, it'll describe a medical procedure.
Yeah.
And it described how you fix a bunion. And they actually like saw your bone of your toe and like move it in and then pin and all this kind of stuff. And I'm just like, holy cow.
It's not that.
Well, that's good.
I could walk on it, bro. It's totally fine.
Like, oh my god.
I don't want that. No, that's I have been reading about human feet though. In terms of there's this. I don't want to say I don't think it was a study. It was a presentation basically about how the shape of modern shoes is all wrong and has
it's
been.
not going back to the Tebow shoes.
I don't know about the Tebow shoes. It's just the shape of the shoe.
Well, the Tebow shoes are the free toes.
Yeah, well, they're not talking about that per se. They were talking about all shoes and the way they're designed. Like if you look at like I don't want to point at my feet, but you can. Yeah, you're wearing shoes right now, but you can actually take a look at the front of it. Basically, like the way that it points towards a tip is the problem. So the thing that they're saying is that human shoes should all be kind of like mushroom shaped at the front instead of pointed, because your toes, like your hands, are supposed to spread out when you walk. That's how you're supposed to get like the best balance. And if you're wearing the shoes, which we all do and all have, that's why my feet are all fucked up looking, just like everybody else's. You get it all squished in like this, right? Especially if you wear those fucking nightmares like Dad used to wear with those like pointy.
Oh, like the dress shoes that really go to
the ones that have no give.
Or cowboy shoes, cowboy boots.
Yeah, the ones that have absolutely no give. They're the ones that shape your toes to a point, and they're like, this is all wrong.
But people are reluctant to change.
Yeah, I guess they make shoes now that are designed to do that from, young and growing up. But yeah, I was like, well, you have a decent point.
I can see that. I guess my toes still have enough room to spread out in there, so.
Yeah, I guess that's I don't know.
The wider your foot, the worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, I don't have to worry about that with William. He's got wide feet.
Does he?
Yep. He has to buy the wide shoes from Skechers.
Good for him.
But actually, he never wears shoes. He always wears Crocs.
Well, actually, that's probably
Probably better for the
it. Probably is.
monkey.
Yeah, yeah. Because they have nothing but room in there. Probably why it wears them, huh?
Probably. It's terrible for running though.
It's the worst. Yeah,
But
it's like slippers.
yeah, he
Yeah.
actually, when he was in his running club, he actually did a race in the shoes, and he kept being like, "I keep having to like go slower so I keep my shoes." It's like, well, that's why they tell you to put.
Right. Right.
And he'll wear them
Right.
all the way through winter. Doesn't matter snow, anything. If it's really bad snow, he wears boots. But
I think we're all kind of in that same boat.
I wear shoes.
No, like we're awfully resistant to weather for a bit. Like we'll get flipped over, but I think we put up a good fight until the season has finally got us.
Pretty flexible with it.
All right?
Yeah. Because you can always take off a jacket and all that kind of stuff. So I'll happily wear my jacket out. It's hot, you just shed it. You're good.
I mean, it's hot now.
It's the middle of summer.
Yeah, but it just summer happened like that. It was
We never had spring.
no, we had winter in spring. That we got more snow in spring than we got in winter.
There's been like no rain. So I don't get it.
Yeah, it came in the form of like 3 hellacious snowstorms.
Yep, and the mountains are loaded and there's water everywhere. I
Yeah.
get it, but my lawn is not happy. Well, it looks good because I sure water the hell out of it.
Well, I don't think there's any restrictions now, are there?
There's no restrictions and we pay by 5,000-gallon tiers.
Well, I can't even visualize like 5,000 gallons. Like tell me the
I've
yeah.
gotten to like 7,000.
No, but in order to visualize this, I need to visualize like the container that takes 5,000 gallons.
I don't know. Maybe a giant swimming pool? Can I Google this one?
Well, of course, that's
I'm gonna
that's
look up
totally fine.
Olympic pool gallons. But yeah, I'm just watering away, and it's still not helping. Even my backyard's doing alright. The front yard, it's just never gonna work.
Wait a second. So, if it is an Olympic swimming pool, and I don't think that's right, I think it's more. But how did you get to 7,000 just watering your lawn in 1 month then?
Yeah, what we use and everything else. Yeah, I've cracked the. So yeah, it's not even.
I'm going to say there can't be. If you used that much water on your lawn and to take showers with, man, that seems crazy.
It holds 490,000 gallons.
Okay, so do the quick math. What is that divisible by?
70
70. So 1/70th of that.
of a pool, of Olympic-sized pool, is what I used max in a month.
I feel like that's a corner.
Yeah,
Yeah?
it's a. Yeah.
Do you think more than 5,000 gallons goes in one of those like hotel jacuzzis?
Maybe.
Was that 5,000?
That could be.
That seems low. You know what? Okay, so like a hotel swimming pool, that could be 5,000 gallons. You know those little ones?
5,000? Nah, it's probably like 10,000.
10,000?
Maybe. Yeah, jacuzzi's probably too small.
I think so. Yeah.
But yeah, probably.
All right.
Something like that. So yeah. I just need to. So I'm just watering away. Because even once it goes up to the next tier, it's not like insane
Right.
that they charge. So. But speaking of home things,
What?
I'm finally going to solve the pigeon problem once and for all.
With a gun?
No.
Oh.
So I had paid to have the fencing put around.
Okay.
But I had a guy come out to look because I've got it mostly. I think I've got the birds done from coming in.
Okay.
Sealed the gap, everything else with spikes, and
Okay.
put a fake owl on the roof.
Okay.
I think they're not getting in, but then the guy. So I was like, all right, now's the time to clean the gutters and all that. So I got to have a guy come out to do this because there ain't no way I'm doing that. And so I got a guy come out to do an estimate, and he's like, that fencing they put on was terrible. Like it doesn't even touch the roof, so you can literally like just push and get under. It's like here's where they're actually just pushing and going under because you can see feathers like stuck to it.
Oh,
Like,
but you did that.
no.
Oh.
The only thing I did was seal the giant gap in the middle that they left.
Oh, okay. All right.
So they put the fencing along on the outside, and they're like, and he's like took pictures, and he's like, over here, it's just been pushed away from the corner. They didn't even put anything to bracket it in so it holds, and there's like just a huge gap right here, and there's a gap there. And he's like, and you have pigeon nests that spans 4 panels. He's like, I don't see any eggs, but for newborns, but it's 4 panels. They might be in there. He's like, you got 4 full-grown dead birds under there. And he's like, these are pigeons. They're dumb. So once they manage to find their way in, sometimes it's a maze and they can never get their way out.
Okay.
Okay. And he's like, and your gutter is literally to the brim with poop.
Shit. Oh my God.
He's like, you have 150 pounds of stuff on there. Like between the nest, the poop, all this stuff. He's like, I'm going to have to pull off 2 panels
Yeah.
just to be able to get under there and clean it out and all that kind of stuff. And then he's like, and then we're going to put on new fencing, this tape that reflects and like puts sparkles in the air. And he's like, and we have pads that we put on your roof that smells like peregrine falcons. They ain't coming back. I'm like, all right.
Okay. Okay.
So when I originally had the fencing put on,
Yeah.
I think I spent like $400. This guy's going to charge me $700 to take all that off, clean everything, clean the gutters, do all this, put new stuff on and everything. I'm like, $300 more, dude.
Right. No, that's cool. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Well, the thing that sucks is sometimes with these sort of like odd. I guess I would say this is an odd job, but I mean, I understand that people have solar panels, so there's got to be some kind of business for this.
Yep.
Right. I can't tell you what the range of normal. It's these are the things where people say like hey, this will be $400. I'm like, okay. If they say it'll be $1,200, I'm like, okay. I don't know.
But I can't do this, so
Right. I mean, if they said like this will be 1,700, like that sounds a little high, but like I have no idea.
I would probably shop around at that point. But this thing, I was like, that's not bad. And I thought I was going to die when I tried to clean it myself. So
Yeah, you were freaked out.
I'm good.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna do all the rest of that, because he even got there and like he went up on the roof. And first thing he does when he comes down, he's like, "That spike thing you did, outstanding."
Really?
He's like,
okay.
"That is awesome." He's like, "I honestly didn't know how I was gonna get in there, so good job."
All right, cool. Yeah.
So I did that right at least, but it's finally gonna get done. It's finally gonna be no more sounding like rats on my roof and morning cooing that goes like crazy and all this other yeah. All done. He says he's gonna put a tarp down on the next to the house, and he's like, when we get it all flushed, you come out and see how much. I'm like, I know.
Are you worried about my gutters?
No, no.
Man.
I was just curious when it rained.
Well, it's been raining the past couple of days. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You must have got more than me then.
Yeah,
Maybe
definitely. We had a couple of days when it was all day.
Really?
Yeah.
We had clouds, but it didn't give me rain.
No, it's so I was saying like last night, but then again, it's like 88 fucking degrees out here, so
But you know what? It honestly doesn't feel as hot as it did when it was like 70s.
no, because we went from like 35 degrees to 70 degrees in one weekend.
Yeah, that's probably true.
That's what happened was it was I don't know. I don't know what the phenomenon is where winter was just delayed, so I have no idea. What I don't understand, I don't know what was elongated to make winter so delayed. Because, yeah, it was like no snowstorms during the actual winter months.
That's our trend.
I guess. I mean, I was used to
November and
yeah,
October, Halloween.
Halloween used to be like our first big snowstorm
Yeah.
every year.
Yeah.
I think we might have had something,
Not this year.
but it
Halloween was nice.
yeah, yeah. If there was anything, it was pretty mild. And then yeah, we didn't get our snowstorms until January, March.
Or
Yeah,
February.
March.
February.
There was a huge one in March.
Yeah.
And then yeah, so spring just
Yeah,
we-
my snow mound that I have for it didn't even really exist this year.
and so yeah, we had like 4 days of spring, and it went straight into summer. So yeah, those 70 days, I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Well, and I would burn. Like if you were, I was out in the
no, I
sun,
wasn't.
like I was just like, dude, it's like we have no ozone right now. Like whatever it is, like it's only 70, but it's incinerating. Like my lawn was all brown and all this kind of stuff. It's like
I don't know how to.
this is spring. What's going on?
I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, now it's the middle of summer. Obviously, I'm not going to go outside in the middle of the day, but shit, I'm usually sleeping now anyway. Shit.
Well, we'll see how incinerated we get. Going to Waterworld on Monday.
I rolled on Monday, huh?
Supposed to be 91 up in Denver.
You'll be in the water.
It still gets toasty.
Yeah,
at least
I
this
know,
time-
but you guys.
We learned from our first year. Bring sunscreen.
Oh,
That first year we all thought we were good enough. And William,
nobody's good enough.
Libby is. She does not burn. Like I was rippled
A
and
red-haired little white girl.
she's not
does not-
red hair. But
She's
she's not
red-haired.
red hair. William's red hair.
They're both.
She's brown. She's totally brown. There's no red. No
Says
red.
you.
There's no red. No.
You're telling me that she looks like your beard
No, lighter brown.
with a hint of red.
No red. No red. But
All
yeah,
right, fine,
but
fine.
she-
I'm not going to fight you on this.
but
You see it more often
her-
than I do. Yeah.
no burning. Like didn't even get red. I don't understand it.
She out in the sun a lot.
Well, no more than any rest of us, but I guess more than William. William now doesn't get sun much at all.
Yeah, he doesn't care anymore, does he?
He is
He used to be a little bit outdoorsy, but
he's a gamer child now,
he's-
and basements are his new domain, and that's how it rolls. So yeah, sunshine is. He's not against it, but he just doesn't.
sound like he's
He just
pro.
doesn't introduce
Yeah,
himself to
yeah.
it. So
Well,
they don't have anything wrong with each other. He just has no reason to greet the sunshine. So
yeah, I guess I'm the other direction, man. I don't hate it, but I sure don't love it. And but between that and the schedule that the dog and I have agreed upon, we have both decided that we're evening
We're
folks,
night
and we're
creatures.
gonna be that way. Because yeah, if you can see her, she's actually in the downstairs room where it's cooler and darker. Because yeah, she's like, we sleep during this time period.
I don't blame you, but no, we'll see how it goes.
Dude, it's fine. I know it's different for everyone. And I know that would be if there was any kind of like cohabitation happening right now, I know that would be a pain in the ass for the other person. But that being said, it is what it is.
Yeah, it's not too bad. He woke up at 10 on his own today over his mom's, and that's pretty good. Because before, he'd be doing the 12, 1 o'clock wake-ups.
That was my jam back in the day. He's got.
Oh, no.
I didn't influence this kid at all, but he is showing some of my patterns.
Oh, I know he's got. That's why
Yeah.
I told Mom that. I was like, oh no, he's taking after Jeff more than me.
I got nothing to do with this.
No, it's in our genes, I guess.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, that was the other thing I was going to suggest was since you said you were over in this area, I was really like, I'll go over to your house.
Hmm.
But yeah, you were. That's why I asked. I was like, oh, okay, that's right. You're over here anyway, not giving blood. So
Not giving blood. Yeah. I've been blackballed for having ringworm and not informing them properly.
you just didn't know.
I didn't know, and they
Yeah,
even looked at me and said it was fine.
you'll figure it out, man.
Fine, I got a bonus. It's not necessary, but
I don't know what to tell you. I've never donated. I have to get rid of blood every now and then.
what?
Yeah, so when you take when you get testosterone treatments, right? There's two things that eventually will happen. So it raises all of your hormones, right?
Okay.
So eventually, so what starts is basically like you go up like a rocket ship on testosterone. What happens is estrogen starts, developing too, and eventually you get to like a crossing point. They just like ask you, is like, you retaining water or feeling kind of bitchy? Like, yeah, kind of. They're like, all right, so we're going to go ahead and do labs on you. And they pull it, and they're like, yeah, this is rising. So you go to Safeway with a prescription. You just take this like tiny pill, each time you get an injection. So that actually blocks your estrogen, right? So you have to do that. The other thing is, I guess part of this is you have to get rid of blood. Like when you do this, there are certain levels that are gonna go up, and so every now and then they say, all right, it's blood time. It's like you can do it here, or you can go somewhere else.
Like Red Cross and donate, or is it?
I mean, I guess you could donate, but they're just like, you got to get rid of it.
And how much do they take?
You probably know better than I do. So the packet fills up about like this.
Huh.
Well, what would that be? Like a pint?
Shit. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, I'm just like, well, I'm here. But then like the funny thing like kicks in for me is well, it just feels weird, just getting rid of it for no purpose. Um, like, what are you gonna do with this? Are you just gonna like throw it out back?
Medical wasted.
Yeah, I know. It's you're gonna throw this at Arby's. Like, I don't know what your deal is.
They find the restaurant that they hate most, and
I don't know what to think if somebody fucking chucks a bag of blood at because that's all it is. Yeah, they just sit there and they take that needle that's the size of like a jeweler's screwdriver and stuff it in you, and
yeah.
it just
Yeah, that's what I do when I donate plasma.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I thought you said that they like wash it and then put it back in you.
Well, they give me back the blood. They pull
Yeah.
out the plasma.
Wow.
Yeah, they just circle it through, and then to replace it, they give you like saline,
Right.
so that you have your fluid still. But
Because you can, that's one of the things is like when somebody's missing blood, you can give them like 2 full bags of saline before it.
yeah,
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, if you're don't giving it away, you might as well. Well, I guess that's another trip. You find where it is.
Well, and what do they want for 1 bag of blood? I mean, that's.
I don't even know. I think they.
I say I,
You know
I
what?
think
I
they
don't
just
know,
want that
man.
for free. I think people just
No,
donate that.
I
shit.
donated blood in college, and I got $25 then.
At $25.
But that's
man.
back then, so it's probably like $50, something like that.
I'm not driving somewhere else. Get $50 for
But you're
one-
helping save a life. You just said, what are we doing with this? This is gonna just be thrown in the trash. Well, now you could actually have a purpose.
I guess. It's
Saving
1
lives?
pint, man.
How often do you have to do this?
I've had to do it twice.
See? That's 2 pints. And you get to know what your blood type is. I still don't know. I don't remember what my blood type is.
I bet you I have it on the sheet, but I also don't care.
I don't know if they tell you in that
On your labs?
one. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't on my physical.
I don't know.
They have to actually, like, look for it. So if I
Is
actually...
it on your driver's license?
No.
Is it on some people's driver's license?
No, the only thing it asks for is if you're an organ donor.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Are you?
No.
No,
No.
I am.
I can't do it, Will.
Why not? You're dead.
I can't. I can't theoretically let my parts go to. You don't get to pick.
Like who it goes to?
Or what it goes for.
Okay. So you're worried you're going to be dissected in a lab like I got to?
No, fuck that. I don't care. But I don't. You can't specify. I don't want my reproductive organs being repurposed or experimented with.
Gotcha.
I have to be very direct about that. Again, if it was everything else, it's like you want to take my eyeballs, everything else like that. I don't care. This is.
I think you could actually put that in your.
Oh, it's just donor.
Well, for that, but I think you can actually put it in your, like my trust. I think you can put that in your medical directive. On saying, I do not want my body experimented on. You donate the parts.
Yeah, you can have whatever you need. I mean, that's great. I mean, if you could just, straight up, like, graft an arm or something, it's like, yeah, go ahead.
You're like, my organs ain't good anyway. I was a smoker.
My organs are fine. As a matter of fact, I was impressed with how absolutely clean my labs were.
Did you do full physical?
What, get a finger in the butt?
Well, no, just like you got your old blood work, labs, all that good stuff.
Had to get it all done.
Nice.
Everything was great.
Yeah, mine's all pretty solid too.
I'm at my age. I don't have I know guys are taking like high pressure, blood pressure medicine.
I guess my cholesterol's a little high.
My cholesterol was good.
Should be pretty good. You eat the model stuff.
I eat food. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, like, I eat trash too.
Not much, do you?
On on grocery day, yes. Like, there's no two ways around it because, like, I have a stupid mentality about it. Like, if you're going to buy goodies, the faster you get rid of them, the
yeah.
this is dumb logic.
No,
I'm not gonna.
I had that exact same logic in my drinking days. So, yes, the concept is thoroughly rooted.
Look, all right, so
and it works actually as long as you don't go back to the store.
Yeah, I don't go back to the store. And the other thing is that most of the goodies that I get, right, they're fresh on, the day or the 2 days afterwards, right? You buy cookies, you buy...
It has a diminishing return of goodness.
Yeah, and I know that some of those things will keep. But, if you buy, like, donuts, those won't be good in 2 days.
They're still... 2 days, they're still fine.
They're okay the next day.
No, they're still good the next day. The second day, they're still fine. Third day, they're starting to...
No.
And then the fourth day, you really gotta crave it.
No. Donuts, they get 1 day, and then if they're past that, they gotta go. Because, yeah, they're not fresh.
Well, and we just got a new King Soopers.
Where?
Well, on the corner that has everything.
Oh.
But... on Fridays,
yeah,
it's $5 donuts, a dozen donuts for $5.
King Soopers donuts aren't to be fucked with either.
They're good. Yeah, they got a huge variety, and for $5, dude, that's.
I do think Safeway's donuts are a little bit better, but
their chocolate's weird.
Safeway's?
Yeah, like if you leave it out overnight, the chocolate melts.
It does.
No matter what temperature it is.
I don't... Alright, I'm going to say this. So, a lot of their things are like for like. They're okay, because they're just like cake with like frosting on them. Like, whatever, right? The Safeway apple fritter kicks the shit out of the King Soopers apple fritter 10 out of 10 times. 10 out of 10 times.
I love apple.
I do too. Apple fritter may be my favorite thing on any menu.
Their filled donuts are way better.
King Supers?
No,
Oh.
Safeways.
Yes, they are.
But the fritter at King Supers is bigger.
It's bigger, but it's softer.
Yeah, they're both. I can't argue.
All right, man. Look,
I think
hey, man. That's subjective. I'll give you that one. I will say that the hidden gem in this place, there's a place down on Palmer Park called Arnold's. That place makes the best fritter in town.
All right. I don't know if I'll ever make my way over there.
Probably not. That's okay. That's okay.
That's a very long hike to go.
For me, no.
No.
That's like right down there.
That is a long hike. And there's a lot of donut places along the way.
Yes, and this is a small joint. This is they make like 10 types of donuts and that's it. Right? I'm like, okay, this is good. And it's not like the factory over there.
The Krispy Kreme.
Oh shoot, I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about the Big Hertz.
Oh.
With all the Homer donuts, right?
Gotcha.
The one over there, Amy's is good. They have a lot of gimmick donuts too, but their filled donuts are amazing.
The Homer donut, they put way too much stuff.
That's too much crap.
It's
Way too much crap.
Too much.
And like one donut dozen will cost you like $22.
Is that the same as Krispy Kreme?
Depends on what you get.
Like a dozen mixed. Isn't it like $20?
Oh no. I usually, if I get anything, it's like a half dozen glazed. So they make one kind of donut that I think is superior. So
Gotcha.
I've had their other ones. They're fine, but it doesn't.
I love their chocolate and their strawberry. Their donuts are delicious. They're just tiny. They take like 3 bites and they're gone.
They're worth it though. I mean, they're worth the bites.
It's just it's not big enough for me.
Yeah, but you can't eat those monster ones either. That's too much.
With all the stuff on them?
Yeah.
No.
No.
I just like the frosting, and I like a good filled one. But yeah, the King Super is filled. It's not like jelly. It's some weird thick toothpaste kind of stuff.
It's not awesome. No.
It's not good. So,
but for $5, man.
$5, yeah. Everybody likes chocolate, so you can just literally get a dozen chocolate kind of donuts. It seems the kids always fight for those.
Really?
Yeah. William likes the chocolate. Lydia now suddenly likes chocolate more than the different colored ones. So, and then for whatever reason, the guys that come over, they always want chocolate ones. They'll eat more variety, but I have to strictly tell them, don't eat the chocolates, because otherwise you guys will inhale them before William gets moving. Which has happened before in the past, which is why I've had to make this request.
You have to like set them aside for them. Yeah.
Oh no, I just tell the kids.
Yeah.
You know not to touch chocolate. So maybe I'll just get a whole dozen of them this time.
Well, I mean, like, hey, the thing is, it doesn't matter. It just comes down to like what's being eaten. Like people can tell you, they can say like, we really like these ones, but if these ones are gone every time,
It's always the chocolate.
then just buy chocolate.
Yeah. At least 9 of them. Maybe get 3 extra.
Well, are you getting any for you?
If
Or is
they
this just for them? Okay, all right. So you're fine with the chocolate ones too, then, yeah?
Oh
All
yeah,
right.
yeah. They're all delicious.
Okay.
So yeah. I don't know where is the closest King Supers here.
Closest King Supers is over there. It's
yeah.
It's not that far either.
It's farther than Safeway by far. But if you go get Fuzzy's Tacos, then
Well, you're going 2 more streets up that way.
for Fuzzy's,
Yeah.
is it 2? I thought it was just 1.
Yeah, because it's just Stetson over here, so it's 2 streets.
What's
That
after
direction.
Stenson?
Huh?
What's after Stenson? Isn't
Dublin.
that Dublin?
and-
Yeah, that's where Fuzzy's is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember the Chick-fil-A? You've ignored the Chick-fil-A. I got it. It's the
Well,
bad Chick-fil-A.
I've never looked for another one.
It's the bad one. It takes forever.
There's another donut place. So there's a Dunkin' up there, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. It's,
All right.
it's
So
same,
all right.
same
So it's just one more.
street.
Okay. All right.
So you can get the combo platter. Dozen donuts.
I mean,
Fudgies.
just one guy without like fucking 12 kids around the neighborhood. Like,
Dude, there was like 12 kids sitting right out there.
right? It's not my job to feed them, and
Taking that mantle.
I know you. That's who you are. That's fine. I don't acknowledge them. I don't look at them. I don't.
How are there 12 kids? Are they scattered? Like
No, they're all in that house.
that many?
Yeah. Well,
I mean, seriously, it was like 9 kids.
there's tons. Yeah, I know. It's all at that house.
Good
I
lord.
don't think they all live there. But
They rotate.
yeah, because sometimes like it's been reduced because there used to be like 6 cars parked in this area and they were, constantly going in and out of there. So I know there's several different people that come and go. Obviously they're related to each other somehow.
They
And
looked like they were all pretty peaceful.
oh, you know what? I'm not shitting on them. They've been nice. They've never caused any problems or anything like that. It's
And
just
with that number of kids, that's pretty amazing.
yeah. Yeah.
That's kind of shocking.
They just hang out over there. That's fine. I don't care. This is just not my business. It's like I don't want to know any of you. Like if I see you guys out here at 3 in the morning, I'll talk. That's fine. But even then, that would be you should be suspicious of me.
Well, yeah, that's fair.
You know?
Except they would probably, throughout this much time, they probably understand that's your pattern. At some point, they've woken up at 3.
That is like that's when I'll do like my shoveling. That's like
Yeah, they probably notice that you're not out during the day and all this stuff.
nope. I won't. I don't care who comes by. I will never answer that door. It's just not gonna happen. It's like no, this is. And the funny thing is, plenty of times I'm awake, but plenty of times I'm not. That's it's either way that you do it because I still have some meetings and sometimes I'll be working until, you know, if I get up at midnight or something and I start working and me and the dog are gonna go do our stuff and I've been doing that more often too. I've been at the park like every day. Yeah, I've been running outside more.
Your knees holding up? Nice.
Yep. And part of that, it's like the dog inspires me. It's nice to see her running with 4 legs again. She's having a super good time. Like, God, this is great. It's like you did, and when she comes back to the car, yeah, and she's just like panting and stuff, with that wag, and she's walking on all 4 legs. I'm like, God, you look so young. Like, yeah, of course. Here, I'm gonna take another lap, dog. It's okay. You're having fun.
Yeah, they always enjoy it.
Yeah, yeah.
When he does a happy dance, so.
Does she do the tippy taps?
Yep. She is tippy tapping on the toes in a circle and tail wagging and all this good stuff. All I have to do is say, because we kind of have a pattern. So usually after I take my shower, I'll go to the park with her.
Yeah.
So she'll follow me upstairs, sit in the room while I take a shower, and then when I come out, she's looking and being like, "Are we doing it? Are we?" And then if it's not, then if I have to just go to the store or something like that, then it's just like, "No, you're not going." And she's just like, "Oh, okay." And then if I go, "You wanna?" and she's just, and then she'll run down the stairs faster than I can go. She'll run back up, keep running, and then come back down. And as soon as we hit the kitchen, she's just twirling in a circle.
Dogs, I mean, they love routines, man. and they get that. I mean, this is the thing is like, so I don't know how she can tell. She can't tell time, right? Uh, and this is the middle of the night, so you can't just like peek your head out and say like, it's 5 maybe. No, it's like it's dark out. Go out there 2 hours later. Nah, it's still dark out. And yeah, it just happens like if it's around like 2:15 and I'm like working or whatever, and um, she'll be sitting next to me. She'll just be like plonked out like around like 2:15, 2:30. She just starts looking at me, and she'll start making a little bit of like pathetic noises. I'm like, I'm not going yet, dog. It's like, you know how this goes. I'm not going to ignore you, right? I'm either going to send you outside to get up to your mischief, or we're going to go up to the park, right? Um, she don't care, man. It's not time. And she wouldn't want to. She's, no, it's So around then, she just knows, and this dog, like, she could hear me eating marshmallows outside in a snowstorm because, like, if I get up and if I go ahead and like put my shorts on, right? It's just clothes. Like, I don't know how you can hear somebody put it. She just knows.
Yep.
She comes running up. She's like, I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. It's like, this is happening, right? And I have to keep kicking her out of the room. Like, don't, no, you don't jump on me while I'm doing this, right? And, yeah, it's that's the thing is like, we do this every day.
Yep, when he goes to park pretty much every day.
That's what I'm saying is, if I did so, it would be like school for me. It would be like, okay, like, yeah, it's cool. We'll go. Yeah, it's fine, right? Even something I liked. It's like, okay, yeah, we do this 7 days a week. I'm not excited. I'll go. But yeah, for them, it's like the more that you do it, the more excited they get.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm like, this is nuts.
Yeah, Winnie absolutely loves it. So,
and that's what I like about dogs, man. That is why I am certain that their engine is just like their heart engine is just like pure love. It's something that is not. It's not relative to humans. It's not.
well, right now she has an itch in her ear, so I just ordered the meds. But
Oh.
so she scratched it, and she's got a cut in her ear.
Oh.
And so I keep being like, Winnie, stop. And so I'll go over and scratch it and like
Yeah.
rub around there and all that kind of stuff. So now she'll be in the couch and she'll go she'll lean up to scratch it, and she looks at me and I go, come on. And she'll get down, crawl under the table and let me scratch so that she can do it. So I'm like, wow, you learned quick.
It's crazy.
It's like, dang, that's impressive.
Crazy.
Kizzo would not care. He would have just
No.
stared at me, scratched his ear, and just been like, "Stop!" And be like, "It itches."
Yeah.
Scratch,
You
scratch,
rip the
scratch.
thing off. Yeah.
So I have hope that this will be wrapped up pretty soon.
Well, what's wrong with it? What's
I don't know. I can't smell anything bad in there or anything, so I don't know why it itches all of a sudden. But or if she just got a scratch and that's driving her crazy. I don't know, but I'm gonna try dropping a little medicine in there, see if it soothes it.
how long has this been going on for?
Just a few days.
Oh. And you've looked inside there, and there's no
Yeah.
bugs. So.
No, I didn't see any bugs. I didn't see any because I saw Kizzo's ear when it was bad.
I
So
remember.
it didn't have any of that color stuff in there, any of the stink, any of that. So
Any of the swelling. I
no,
remember. Yeah.
yeah. He had cauliflower,
Yeah.
terrible. So I don't think she's eating anything she's allergic to. But I don't know.
Well, that was Kizzo's problem,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And it was only
Brains.
one ear that really fucked it
Oh
up.
no, they
It was
were
both.
Yeah.
Oh.
Plus, he had the floppy ears, so it covered, so it could just
Fester,
vroom
I
in
don't
there.
know.
Yeah.
I don't know if my dogs count as floppy ears. Would you call those floppy? I mean, they're
Yeah, they covered.
kind of halfway flopped over.
They flop, so if she got stuff in there, it would seal it in there to brew. But yeah, she did. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. they're not up and pointy
Yeah,
like
they don't get the air.
yeah. I mean, she does lay upside down a lot. I don't think that's why she's doing it.
Ventilated. That's good.
Well, I mean that the veterinarians, the physical therapists, they are convinced that yes, she only plays dumb. They're absolutely convinced.
He's a pretty sharp cookie.
Yes, and that's the problem. Is I want to say yes, but she's so convincing that there are times like you're just a bonehead, and I'm like, I love that about you, but there are things that they just observe about this dog. Are like, no, she knows everything. It's clear she knows everything. She knows which room this is. She knows which day this is. Just the so when I go up there, right? It's not a huge place, right? It's the second side. Have you been to that? Okay, so if you ever go up there, there's one place you don't want to be, and then there's one place that you do. So on the left side, if you're coming at it from that building, the emergency room is on the left. Okay, and so on the right end is where the physical therapy office is. Right,
Gotcha.
So it's not both in the same place. You call the same number, but it's not both in the same place.
Wait, which place is this?
North something.
It's not the one on
It's
Powers.
not the one on
Okay,
Powers.
no,
Yeah.
yeah.
But if you go up there and you go in the physical therapy area, the rehabilitation area, there's a desk, and then if you go left, these are the individual rooms. You go ahead and there's a little right that goes into one of the badge doors, and that's where all of the like offices and all the stuff here. But also, if you go back there, that is where they do the water treadmill treatment.
Okay.
Right. So, the dog knows that, and they're the ones that taught her this like frozen baby food trick. Is she comes in the room here first? She's gonna lay down on the mattress. And she's going to get all these goodies, and she's going to get poked with a bunch of needles, and it's awesome. She never complains about these things. Or they're going to take the little, laser thing and put it on her hip, the piezo wave thing, same deal, right? And then it's going to go to the water treadmill thing. Now, we've sort of changed that up here because she's been having improvement. And the ultimate goal here now is, because she doesn't seem to be having pain, this is why they're putting bigger and heavier weights on her leg in the water thing, right? Because they need that muscle side to get
Balance
bigger,
out, yeah.
right? And it has been. So she's getting less of the like feed me treatments and more of the hard work treatments. So coming around the corner, so I'm bringing her back there. And she wants to go in that lab room where all the fun stuff happens. And she just like ducks in there with the light on. With, all right, come on. And then as we're going around the corner, she does the baby thing where she gets on her back on the ground and she's like, I don't want to move. Right? Now, we're never mad at her when she does this. In fact, I always think it's funny. And that's the same thing she does whenever it's time to take a bath. Right? I can't explain this, man. It's so bizarre where if it's time for a bath, okay, and she really didn't want to do it, okay, she wouldn't come upstairs with me. She wouldn't jump on that couch up there in that room. What she would do is she would go under my bed, right, and make me dig her out with like a broomstick. But no, she... No, it was what was the thing? Yeah, because Elvis used to constantly like go under there because there was this happy face. You said you put like bricks under there or something so that it wouldn't go.
Because you can't ever clean it.
No, you have to move the whole
becomes
thing.
a hair festival.
Yeah. Well, the hair festival is your current dog.
Yeah, but she doesn't go under things.
Thank God. That's the hair festival, but the new hair festival.
And it's starting.
Yeah,
It's started. So
But yeah, I'm like, okay, we got to go take a bath. She'll jump up there and she'll fight me. Well, like she has to put up this effort. But as soon as I put her in the thing, she's fine. She loves it, right? Well, she doesn't love it, but she's like, I don't have any problems. I'm not like clamoring to get out, right? It's the same thing. Is this weird like you don't have to pretend to be defiant, right? And that's where like this dog is genius. I was like, is it really? But yeah, it's like the same thing. She doesn't love being brushed, or at least she doesn't act like it, but she jumps up. I'm like, when I go over to the couch, because this is where I'm going to brush her, I put they got a little stool in the trash can that goes right next to it. She jumps up on the couch right in front of me, right? Like she wants to be brushed. As soon as I go to get her, she starts like trying not to. I'm like, what the fuck? It's like, I love you, dog, and it's part of this weird personality that like all dogs have. Like you get it, that thing that you have with Winnie now, where it's like she'll crawl under the thing and let you like scratch you, or like just like you talked about, Kizzo, he wouldn't care. He's like, nah, I'm gonna do this, and you know what? It kind of feels good, right? And no matter what you tell me, like you said, it's like you can thump me, I'm still going to.
My hide
I'm
is
built like
thick.
a tank.
Good luck.
Yeah.
That's why I quit chasing Winnie when she ran off. It's like, nope, you enjoy this.
Yeah.
You're having a ball. Nope. That ain't happening anymore.
And what happens?
Now, I just let her run off and then go get the car. And she pops right back into the back.
Pops right back in. Now, you know why? Because she loves you.
I think she also thinks she might go to the park.
Fair enough.
It's like, it's a chance. Sometimes, every time I run away, he always drives me home. But it's the car. I might go to the park.
Right. Okay, fair enough. But, at this point, like you said, she comes back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the thing, is she... her personality, too. She probably gets off on you chasing her.
Oh, yeah.
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 It's like, that's why I'm not going to do it.
She stops and stares at you until you get close and then runs again. It's like, no, you win. I can't. There ain't no way I'm going to keep up with you. I've watched you literally cover the field in like seconds. Like she sounds like a stampeding horse. Like it's that gallop that's like, no. I can't not make that sound. So, no, it's just, no. So, we learn. It's cool.
That's a wacky thing, man. I know. And I know that there are some dogs that, if they get out, good luck.
Right.
Just, you have the number on the collar and that kind of thing, and you just hope that, hey, be smart. Hang around some people. They'll get in touch.
Please don't go after the big roads.
Please don't. But yeah, there's just something where like because she started getting out on her own and then showing up on my front doorstep or just hanging out by the garage. I'm like, you know your way around.
I don't think I could trust the North Dakota thing you did though. That's crazy.
I didn't think so at first. I wouldn't have expected that. It's just like when I was out in one of the fields, I was like, all right, hey, I got a good look at you. I can see forever out here. I'm like, all right, go ahead. Like, I'm going to let you, off the leash. Go ahead and wander around a little bit and come back. Right. And that was the thing, was I was in the middle of doing something. So I'm like, I have to get back inside. And so, all right, I'll go ahead and post this shit up, and I'll go back out and look afterwards. 5 minutes later, she's at the door. I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, because she just disappeared into the distance. Like, I can't chase you. But I can't. You've probably seen these kind of things, like the crime shows where they'll get one of those dogs. I don't know if they're actually the bloodhounds, if they are the best sniffer dogs, but like I remember one where they were looking for like this body, and and they just keep going this direction with this dog, right? And they go for like 4 miles. And after about 4 miles, they're like, this damn dog is just taking a walk, right? Now, the thing was, he wasn't, because when they looked at it again, right, he had the scent, but it was like another 6 miles before he got to where they were going. And that is because you've seen the illustrations of it.
The colors and
the fact that it looks like a radiator tube and all that other stuff. It's like, wow. So I don't know if the dog just knows the area by look or by smell. You know, if there's something she can glom onto.
Yeah.
I don't know how she's going to smell me through, you know.
Oh, it's locked. Yeah. It's crazy.
You know, she's got to have some profession to be like, oh, I go back to this oil rig. And then I go to the
this
door
middle
here.
of nowhere.
Yeah. And then, yeah, ever since then, I'm like, dog, you know how this works.
Except now you're eating random garbage.
We mitigate that by choosing the things that she goes out. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are off limits days for being outdoors. we know that now. And granted, she hasn't been as bad, but I mean,
yeah, Winnie does the thing now where, well, she kind of always has, where she'll go outside and go sit out there for an hour or 2 hours, all that kind of stuff, and I'll go out and I'll be like, okay, it's bedtime. And she'll lift her head up and stare at me. I'm like, come on, let's go inside. Just stare at me. Winnie, let's go inside. Just stare at me. And I'm like, all right, fine. Good night, Winnie. I go outside, close the door, and 2 seconds later, I hear the.
Yeah.
I'm like, you punk, dude. You know. Can't you be one of those dogs that is just like, oh, my name here, I'm coming. Like, no. Like, even at the dog park, usually one lap is good enough, and then she'll be like, she goes to the gate. I'm like, all right, we're good to go. Sometimes she'll be like, nope, I need another lap, or I'm going to go play with the dogs. And I'm like, that's fine, you go. I'm staying here.
Right.
I'm not going to walk around this other lap so that you can get to the end here and be like, let's take another one.
Another one.
And I'm like, nope, I wait here. So she'll do her thing and all this kind of stuff, and then finally she'll look up and see me still standing there, and she'll just do her sprint. And
that sprint is the most beautiful thing in the world. Like when you see a dog headed your direction with the tongue flapping, and it's like,
oh, she doesn't tongue flap. She looks like one of those, like, it is just like
she doesn't pant.
When she's done.
But
I mean,
okay.
she's in full race mode. Like, so it's streamlined. Like, the fur's, like, just, like, streaking back and all this kind of stuff. It is something, so. It's cool. I'm like, all right, you ready?
Oh, I love that dog.
She's
awesome.
like, yep, I'm good. So, yeah, dogs are awesome.
They are. This is it's not the only thing. It's not the only thing that that keeps my religious values in check. But any religion that doesn't let dogs in heaven is not a religion for me.
Yeah, I don't know any of the rules on those things, so
It's a weird thing to draw the line at. But
I don't know which religions don't let.
well, theoretically, all of Christianity doesn't.
Really? No pets?
Yeah, no
Well, that's
pets.
sad for the people.
In theory, yes.
Let's.
Yeah, it's something that I've it's something that I can't necessarily agree with, and I guess the
They don't officially have a soul.
that's sort of the argument, and that's here's the thing is like you can do the science on it, and they say like, all right, so a dog is going to have the potential to have the intelligence of essentially like a 5-year-old is about where that cuts off, right?
Okay.
Maybe a little bit less depending on like the ability for vocabulary and stuff like that, but they can recognize it. They recognize I mean, that they also have skills that go far beyond like 5-year-olds and vice versa, right? A
Right.
little bit different, but cognitively, they say that they could be about the same. But this is the thing: is if you watch a dog sleep, and I know that you have, right? You know, the fact that you could hear them kind of like barking and like
Oh,
kicking and
dreaming.
running,
Yeah.
clearly dreaming. It's like dreaming to me is evidence of a soul because it means that you have. I don't want to say ambitions, but things that you think about. Dogs also know like right from wrong, right? It's the same thing that you know they know they're not supposed to grab that French bread off the thing, and so when you get home and the wrappers there, there's a reason they're looking at you like, I
I
shouldn't have
did
done
it.
it, but I did it. I know, right? There's something to it where I'm like, this is all the evidence of a soul that I would need, right? Because if there is such a thing, that's how I would categorize it, right? And to turn around and like, if you want to say like, nah, this stupid fish has a soul, I'm like, all right, that's fine. Point me at any grasshopper, I'm like, nope, nothing there. Fireflies, no. Cockroaches, fuck them. But the but all the rest of these, like, how could you draw the line here? Like, you guys can observe these behaviors.
I don't know where. I don't know the rules at all, so I don't know if cockroaches make it up there or not, or if there isn't up there,
That wouldn't be
or
in
how.
my heaven.
I don't know if we each get to make her. I don't know how it goes. I have no earthly idea. All I know is on one of my paranormal things, I saw this deer get hit, and they were recording it, and you could see like a deer-shaped soul coming off of it. That's a
I
deer.
can't speak to that. I don't know, Will. I didn't see.
It was pretty cool looking. Because it gave its final like twitches, and then you just see like it just comes like the ghostly image of it comes right up and it's like taken up to the heavens.
Why don't we? I mean, that's the thing is, why don't we see that with photography just in general? I mean, people will experiment. I've watched a lot of people die. Will I never see like I never see like I never see a human soul like pop up out of a tipped over gravel truck.
I don't know. All I know is this one looked cool.
Like I would say this. Okay, so this would be something that would be. I don't know how we treat this. Like, so when I'm watching those weird video. Well, I don't want to say weird. I don't know. If I'm watching like one of those military videos where they're dropping grenades on dudes from drones, right? If you're at a war, okay, dude has a bomb dropped on him, blows up, and you can actually see the spirit leaving his body. I feel like we'd have a different perspective on life. Like if it was just obvious, it was just something that just popped up. Be like, I don't know, I got to think about this a little bit harder.
Would it encourage you or discourage you?
It depends. So
Because then you'd be like, well, I know they're going to a better place.
or not,
Well, I don't know.
we are out here like stabbing each other with bayonets and stuff.
Well, see, I don't know. Well, I mean, yeah. See, it's hard
And
to judge those things. That's your.
absolutely, yes. So I mean, the one thing that you could say is like, I got him.
Well, yeah, that'd be true.
Okay, that's when it's like I didn't just wound his ass. I got him. He's down. Count it.
Interesting.
Or if, say, for example, we are doing this in the 1650s, and I'm convinced that every single one of you I separate from your soul is going to hell, right? Like, okay, well, I'm kind of a lunatic for doing this anyway. Uh, let's roll. I don't know, man. That's kind of something that if there were evidence of this, I feel like things would be really screwed up.
It would definitely change things.
Yes. Or if
And then religion would be like,
you'd have to.
yeah.
you'd have to. There's no two ways around it. That's what I'm saying.
Interesting.
Is
I don't know.
if this stuff were more provable, right? Things would be very unusual.
Yeah, but it would have been going on for a long time, so it would be.
You'd accept it,
Yeah.
right? But I mean, think about like a spree killer. You'd be so into that.
Oh yeah. Well, especially then people would definitely be trying to capture them.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Capture some, be Ghostbusters.
or some. I don't like it. I don't like thinking about it. That's where, like, when it comes down to the simple stuff, like, if this does exist, then my dogs have to be there.
I would think so. I mean, that seems normal to me, but I don't know. I haven't put a whole lot of thought into it.
No, because you're normal. So, like, you're not supposed to. It's like this is. You're just supposed to, like, I got kids. I'm gonna make cookies for them. I'm gonna think about doing like cool stuff. You're not supposed to be sitting around like, writing poems for the AI about dog souls. Stuff like that.
Have you written one?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Uh,
Huh, you could probably make money off that one.
I had to write 3 versions of it.
Probably make money off each version.
I wish I was on that.
Dogs.
I wish I was on that project again. That was
People
fun.
love dog souls. The idea of it.
I don't know.
I don't know too many books written on it. I haven't looked either. So
Look, I'm sure I'm sure there's one about cats too. I don't know. It's like I'm trying to just make the AI model better. Thank you. Yeah, I gotcha. No, that's just something that because yeah, when you're doing this, several hours a day, like one
got
out there,
think of
you
a lot of
gotta.
topics.
I wrote a series of short stories about you guys when you were kids. Um,
Crawling out of sewer pipes and
crawling out of sewer pipes. I was having fun with. I remember you guys made that book cover with all
Yes.
the dinosaurs and army guys,
yeah.
and I wrote it from the perspective of a soldier.
In the book. Yeah, that adventure goes way different with my daughter. Because I've tried to spool up some of those.
She's not into that, is she?
Well, she does.
She's into that,
But
okay.
it is not. It is very different. Like before with Pat and I, like we would make it where, okay, that took place. I have to make a new guy to counteract this.
Right.
So, Libby is like shield. It's like, well, no, the act is already happened. Like, yeah, it's like, all right, well, then I gotta find a way to break the shield. Second shield. It's like, no, come on, you gotta
Right.
push your limits here.
Right.
You gotta draw a dinosaur charging through or something.
yeah.
So it is a different strategy for sure.
It's weird. I don't know if that's a first off, well, I've never heard of any 2 girls doing that.
Ooh.
I've never seen it. I never saw any of my students doing something like that. I never saw just
Yeah, they're more writing and
like
cutesy stuff.
illustrating
Yeah.
and I know. So one of the things that I always noticed was guys would always draw like concrete things for the most part, right? And girls would be working on like these intricate patterns and things like this that I can promise you I never had the patience for, right? Where they can sit there and draw like 250 cells of like in flowers or something like that. I'm like, I wouldn't draw this, but I also would never have the patience to see this all the way through to completion. Like I do 3.
Well, on YouTube now they have stickmen doing amazing
They
battles.
do. Yeah, that's been around for a while.
They're
Yeah,
fantastic. Some of them are just, oh man,
it's professional shit.
it is
Yeah.
so good. And so, yeah, Livy's seen a lot that stickmen can do.
I feel like in many ways, I feel like the thing that you're doing like on the book covers is sort of an extension of like how guys would play back in the day, especially if, if they had access to like toy weaponry and things like that. You make up reasons why it's, oh, this is why I wasn't hit, this is why I was hit, and then there's something to that. And it is what it is. We all know that boys, when it comes to play, is often more competitive than collaborative. Not that it's not,
War type killing, different things, yeah.
or something that has like clear victory conditions. You know,
Yeah, the boys, I'm still proud of them. They still get together and they use their imagination and come up with their own games that they're acting out.
you said
doing
there's
all
a
these
specific game,
things. Yeah, they I can't think of what they
just
call
like
it right
Super Mega Kill or whatever it is that you
now.
told it
They
to
had
me.
one where
Yeah.
they use all these weapons and stuff, and then there's one where they've watched a YouTube where you have like a killer and the cop and this and all these different roles, and then there's like a storyteller, and then he tells everyone that they go to sleep, and he's like, the jailer, point to who you, or the murderer,
Oh,
point to who you
okay,
want to kill,
yeah,
and they
yeah,
do
yeah.
all these interactive things, or they create a story and they have to act out how to try and find out how to get out of it and all this kind of stuff. So I'm glad that it's not all electronic based. So
No, that's cool. And I mean, like doing that actually makes you better at playing games. But yeah, it is something where I did notice where like there is a distinct difference between boys and girls, and I don't know if it's something innate. I don't know if it's something social, but it seems to be a true thing. Not that it's bad because I mean, like you need both perspectives, right? But yeah, that's like you're talking about, like the very you'd scold a friend. It's like if they put up a second shield, like, what?
do
Do you
something
not get
different.
this?
Yeah, but it's like, nope. All right, I gotta come up with a different way of attacking.
Yeah.
So it's cool. They're and I don't know how much. If Livy was like an only child, if she'd be this into this kind of thing.
It's a great question.
But seeing how she loves the boys and like sees everything they've been doing and
Yeah.
all this kind of stuff, so like all the boys say, "I wish I had a sister like you," and they all have sisters.
Yeah.
Like every
Yeah.
single one of them.
Well, it's funny to it's funny to say that because yeah, this was something I was laughing at on something I was watching, where I was just dying laughing because I hadn't heard it in I swear it was like decades, right? Where uh watching this person play Fallout New Vegas, right? And there's this cult. She's talking to him, and she just said something that rang 100% true to when I was younger. And we were hanging out with girls and that kind of stuff. And she's talking to these people, and she just stops, and she's like, "You guys are so weird." And I remember like just from I don't want to say childhood, but like high school into college, that was like the worst indictment that girls could give you or give anything, right?
Just that look and like,
Yeah, it's just like
what
you
the
guys
hell?
are so weird, so weird. And it was worse than like ugly. It was worse than like dumb. It was like as soon as a girl had like dropped a weird on you, right? That was just it was like the worst thing that you could be, right?
And you turn and look to your friend, and you're like, what did we do?
Well, we know what we did. I mean, because it's just like part of the like let's say the competitive stupidity of being boys. But yeah, it's and that was like, you guys are just weird boys, right? Those two things right there are the indictment. Right there is like, you're not men,
Oh yeah.
and you're weird. And that was the thing. Is just that's why I just started laughing, like, because I haven't heard that in years, and it's such a sign of disgust. Utter disgust. I don't understand you. I don't want to understand you. Right?
Yeah, yeah, that's definitely true. Well, I never really cared.
Well, no,
I was my own entity and I didn't care.
absolutely. And this is one of the things where TV and movies sort of like paint a different picture, where they're just kind of like, oh, well, she thinks you're weird. Well, weird special, weird. Like, no, when a girl drops weird on you, it's not that she's intrigued by your weirdness.
It doesn't make
That's
sense.
one in 5,000 sort of scenario. And that's only if you're weird and especially handsome. Then she'll try to understand your weirdness or tolerate it. But it's in the same where it's like, that bug is disgusting. I don't want to get to know it.
True.
And I was just dying laughing because I was like, the way that you wrote these, you guys are so weird. I was like, I've been called that. Like, I was dying. I'm like, oh my god, this is such a throwback, and it's just like, guys are different. Guys sort of, we will write guys off as weird, but I feel like it's a different kind of weird. Like, what would it take for you to? What kind of guy at this point would you say, like, that guy is weird?
The guy on the rig that would sit in his chair on his tiptoes, and then would
What?
yeah. So he'd sit, in that position that you said that you can't sit in, where you crouch and you're just sitting on your toes, and you're bent all the way down.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he would sit in his chair that way.
Like on top, like perched like a gargoyle.
Yes. And he would go, you know how those desks had the spots open for the chairs?
Yeah.
He would sleep under there. Like, not overnight, but like during, tripping and all that kind of stuff. He'd just curl up under there.
Like a dog.
So that was weird. That got the weird thing where it was the quizzical look, where it's like I didn't look at him quizzically, but I would turn to the DD and look quizzically, and he'd be like, and he'd do the shoulder shrug. Yeah, that's just that's what's working with us.
Was he normal in every other capacity, or were there other?
He was a little skittish. Nervous about like he definitely was not an oil field guy.
Okay.
Yeah, so just be like, get it out there and get her done was not really a philosophy. It was kind of like maybe the world is going to crush him.
Holy shit. Okay, so wow.
So that's
That's fair.
my
Yeah.
line for
Yeah.
weird.
Okay. Okay.
What's your line for weird?
For boys, okay. I have a pretty good tolerance for normal. Like, I have a pretty wide range of normal. Like, okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty accepting of pretty much everything out there.
I mean, there are a lot of things that I would write off as just like, well, that's bad. Like, there are certain behaviors where I would just, again, it's not like judgy or anything, but Will's diet, where it was just those like what were they? Those those little sandwiches.
Yeah, the Smuckers
right.
frozen sandwiches. Probably like 4 Mountain Dews a day.
Yeah, and a can of
And a can of chew and cuties.
right.
For whatever reason, he ate a bunch of those cuties.
Well, that probably. I mean,
The only thing that kept him.
yeah, yeah. Because I would look at that, and I would say like, well, that's not good for you. But I wouldn't look at it as weird because I've seen people like if I saw somebody that just like you have sort of an eccentric diet, but not close to like just because it's more limited than mine doesn't mean that it's bad because you actually like fit other things and then you actually go through the effort to eat like good things.
Yeah.
If I found some like freak that was just like all they ate, and I mean everything they ate was just like macaroni and cheese. Like breakfast, lunch, dinner, I'd be like, that's weird, man.
You don't want anything else?
Well, it's not even like a want. It's like, okay, there is no shortage of data that says this will kill you.
You take a 1 a day at least.
Exactly. Yeah. That I would look at as like, there's something like so screwed up inside of you. Yeah.
Functionally weird.
Well, it's not just functionally weird. You have to look at that person and say like, there's something emotionally fucked up in you too, where you're getting something more out of this than like I would look and say there are probably another series of bizarre behaviors that tie into this, right? Where you cannot
something stunted you along the way.
Something like that. Something where I would look and I can look at that dude's like routine. I could look at Will's routine and be like, I know why you do this. It's like this is like an everyday thing for you here. Like, you have this amount of control over it. These are the things that you like. They're easy, right? Cool, I get it. I wouldn't do it because...
And I see you actually go out and eat other food.
Absolutely, yeah.
But this is your routine for the rig, even though we're here for 13 hours.
Yes, I get it. I get it. And I also know that, like I said, I've seen you eat other things. So yeah, but if I caught somebody just doing that, I'd be like, "You're weird, man. There's something off about you." And I'm not talking about like just like eccentric things. Like, 'cause I've seen people with like bizarre tastes in everything.
Oh yeah,
right. And again, I'm very forgiving about. I don't want to say like forgiving, but accepting of those things to the point where it's like, as long as it's not illegal, man, it's fine. And even then, if you don't tell anybody, I don't care.
Well, you don't tell me I need to do it. I don't really care.
Right. I could say that there are some people that, like, if I knew someone that was, like, extremely, like, orthodox to a religion or something, right? Where if you took those components of like, Judaism to the furthest example of this, where it's like, you guys aren't locking doors at a hotel on Saturday so anybody can walk in. I'd be like, you're kind of weird. You're taking it too far. But I get it, though, because it's in the idea of part of this doctrine.
Would you have to leave the door propped open?
In theory, yes.
Like, 'cause it locks automatically.
That's correct.
Oh, that would be...
That's what I'm saying.
That would be really pushing the limit.
Some guys do it.
Really?
Yeah, some people do it. But, again, like...
You know what?
Because it's part of an orthodoxy, I can be like, well, I get it.
But even if you saw a door like that, I don't know if you'd really want to go in, because you're like, well, they're probably awake. Well, I guess if you watch the door long enough, you...
Well, I mean, if you were gonna... It's not a question of they. I would just, like, if I saw that, I was like, oh, shit, this is cool. The door didn't close all the way.
But you'd have to see something propping it.
Well,
wouldn't you?
So...
Or do they tie a string behind it so that it...
Well, in theory, there's two ways to do it. So, like, you've been to tons of hotels in your time. All right. So these are heavy doors.
Yeah.
Right? So they have those deep, like, those spring-loaded clippers.
So
like,
you could
just, like, rest it against
doors,
it. Yeah.
Some of them will still close.
Some of them will.
Yeah.
But some of them,
You're
like,
right.
you have
some
to...
of them, yeah, if you just hold it right at that point, it's not going to...
Yeah, absolutely.
True. That's true.
Yeah. Or the other thing is, when you talk about propping it, the other thing you do is you open the door.
And do the door.
You take the bolt.
Yeah.
and you just
But
like,
you would see that, so it would look deliberate. So I'd be like, oh, they're either going to the ice machine or
housekeeping's in there or
something.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think of just trying to go in. It'd be like Home Alone, where you have the lights on and people are rotating you around.
Well,
You're like, oh, I'm not going in there. They're throwing a party.
well, hold on one second, because you're not going to have the lights on in there either.
Well, this is a day of phones and tablets,
No
man.
phones.
How do you know?
All electronics on the Sabbath are off.
Well, I mean, if you were the guy walking by.
If you were the guy walking by, you'd walk by, you'd see the doors cracked. You might hear voices. You're allowed to talk, right? But lights have to be off, TV's off, phones off, everything off. No electronics.
But I mean, would a robber be like, yeah, I'm going in there because the door's open, or would the guy be like, no, there's somebody in there right now. Like, nobody leaves their door open like this unless they're at the ice machine.
What I would do if I were a robber is I would poke my head in.
You'd actually push the door open enough to, but then all the light goes in.
Doesn't matter. So what I'd be doing is I would poke my head in, right? And if people reacted, right, I'd be like, oh, I'm sorry, wrong room. Just back out. If nobody was in there, I'd go in and clean out their valuables. But yeah, just like look. So
All right.
one time at a hotel I was staying at, okay, they fucked up. So I checked in. They gave me my cards. Went up to the room, swiped it. It opened the door. There's a family in there,
Oh,
and they're looking at me and my dog, and they're like, "What's going on?" I was like, "I don't know." Like, your door, this was definitely locked. It was like, you didn't leave the door open. Like, this was locked, and this opened your door. And they're so confused. And I was so confused.
Did you do the step back to look at the room number?
Yeah.
Okay. I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's what you, or look at your card because they write it on the thing and it's like 213, 213. Are you guys in 213?
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, what room are you supposed to be in? And then they told me, and yeah, so they made a mistake. They coded it for that. So, say this is just like accidents happen. So
True.
I would just poke in. It's like, oh, there's people in here. Sorry, guys. My apologies.
Whew.
I'm
Yeah,
not
I'm
trying
pretty-
to rob people, Will.
I'm pretty
Just like,
comfortable about not having everything locked up. Hotel room? Yeah, I think
you know, and here's the weird thing is, I understand that everybody observes it in a slightly different way. Just because like one sect does this, there are people within Judaism that are like, you guys are stupid. Like, you guys take this way too far. And there are other guys that are like, you don't take it far enough, right? There's no 100% war. There's, for a tiny group of people and practicing people within that, because they're only in the United States. I mean, we've got 2% are of Jewish background. I mean, eventually you and I would be, but because that's where our name come from. Somebody in our history, not on mom's side, obviously.
yeah.
Somebody over there is Jewish, but yeah, when you break that down, it's like it's a small group of people, but they have like 12, I don't know, 12, but a lot of different sects of the religion. So you guys are like, guys,
See, that's where you'd see that soul leaving which way it goes.
fuck yeah.
Be like, that's the method.
So, okay, so now this would be some shit. Okay, so like if, say for example, you're in a war, right? And the dudes are getting blown up, and the Jews that get blown up, you see their souls leave, but the Islamic guys you don't. Like that way.
Well, this war is... We've got an answer.
Where you're like,
I mean, if I was that Islamic guy, I'd be like,
we have this all wrong.
Dude, we flipped some of these letters the wrong way.
Y'all notice?
We keep going down. That's not good.
Right.
Or you see some come up and you're like, they just kind of pause for a second. It's like, But who's deciding? What's going on?
I don't know.
Everybody, stop! We gotta see. Gotta see where the thing goes.
Yeah, they're just not coming out.
Yeah. So now nobody knows.
No, it's a problem. That would be a huge problem.
No, or there might not be wars anymore.
I don't.
Everyone would probably just go to the one that works. Unless you want to be one of those guys that has to try and prove it wrong.
Well, that would be a very interesting take on atheism. At that point, would be a very bold statement, because then it would just not be like I don't believe; it's that I reject.
Or you'd be like, that's just excess water in your body instantly evaporating through the process of death.
It looks just like you, but yeah.
Coincidence.
All right, no, it's. I believe
the water holds memory, so it wants to hold that form until it goes up. It's part of your blood memory.
Look, whatever way you want to say that, or again, if you're actively saying like, I deny this, right? That's something like I can get on board with that.
Would you touch it?
A soul?
Yeah.
No.
This has just been a common thing. I'm sure somebody.
If I saw other people doing it, but it would also be kind of like weird.
Oh yeah, there'd be lots
of weird. Like
then people would try and put glass over you. People would try all sorts of things.
Yes,
it would be. Think of all the weird things. Think of all these kind of shit that like
science
that
would be.
Would do.
Yeah. That's the kind of weird shit that like science would be like fucking with, and like, no man, that's. All right, so there's two things about it. Number one, that's so the certainty of it is cool, right? The idea of having absolute certainty, something provable that says like, well, like you can't argue with it. But that other component of well, so I got into a little like discussion about this, earlier on today with basically like wealth, right? This is this is essentially it's the the storyline for the Great Gatsby is Gatsby is wealthy, right? Incredibly wealthy, incredibly powerful. His problem is that he's not old money, right? Even though he has more money than the rest of these people, he's not old money, which is why Daisy can't be with him, right? And this is where it has him create this persona and all this other shit. So, all right, but the whole point of this here is once you get to that level, right? Once you all have money, you start coming into different areas of disambiguation where it's like, how can I distinguish? Like, for me, I'm like, that's pretty simple. Like, when you guys get into it's like, y'all are fucking rich. Like, does this really make a difference to any of you? It's like, well, clearly it does, right? But I can't see that from that perspective because I'm here, right? And the question I had was like, well, does this make you bad people? Does this speak to a problem within human nature, right? So that's where I'm like, if you're all rich, what difference does it make if there's slight distinguishments? And the same thing with like this kind of like religious angle is like, if you know that there is like one of the things that drives people to do this is a lot of it is uncertainty of the afterlife, right? Is why would you care about leaving your mark like this if you know, right, that this is beyond? I mean, if I can take the scripture itself, it's like, okay, the camel through the eye of a needle, like, you guys aren't getting in based off of this, right? But you don't seem to care. I don't see you selling off all your stuff and walking the streets as a pauper, right? So it's clear that you're selectively choosing which parts
things matter, which don't. Yeah.
So, that's the weird part is, I don't know how society changes if you do have that guarantee that, hey, there is something beyond this, and what you have down here does not determine your place up there.
Well, I guess that'd be the thing. Seeing if what you do down here affects whether you go up or not.
Well, no, but you don't get into high rollers heaven. You don't get into.
Well, that would be what wouldn't be known.
That'd be fucked up. Because yeah, if I mean, obviously the whole point on this is that there's no materialism there.
But if people already know they're going up, yeah, you're going to probably try and determine that there's different rules on what happens when you get up there. Because you're always going to use the unknown to explain different things. So once this becomes known, then you're going to make new rules for what would be going on up there.
Well, this would be to presume that we're wiping certain things off the map. We're wiping away the conditions of entry.
Well, I mean, you can or you don't have to.
Well, that's what I'm saying is
If everyone goes up, then you're definitely going to have
if everyone.
a rich class that says the rich are going to a better heaven.
Well, at that point, because if everybody's going, then that would mean that what you do here is separate from that. You would just say like,
Well, it's going to be lawlessness.
or something like that, where it's like, all right, if we're all guaranteed a spot up there, right? We don't know that, but we know that we're guaranteed a spot. Okay, then here, I don't know if it's necessarily lawlessness, but I would think almost that would make the pursuit even harder, because if all's equal there, then this is the only place where you could say, like, yeah, but I did this when I was alive. Or I had this when I was alive. I had this much money when I was alive. Did you?
But then, no, you would definitely, it'd be like the Gatsby thing.
Yeah?
We were rich before, so we're going to this heaven. Maybe you get to our heaven, maybe you don't. You're not part of our class. But then also, you could just murder people and not care.
That's
You
what I'm
could
saying. There
steal,
would
you
have
could
to
do all
be
these
like
things.
conditions.
Yeah,
You'd have
so
to
you're
do some of the
you're
conditions
gonna
of
have
entry.
different rules on what heaven is. That'll totally be written. And then you'll have scripture on it. And then you'll have all these different things. So yeah, you're back in the same spot.
So even with the evidence of the afterlife, we end up right exactly where we started.
Sounds like it.
I don't want to believe it.
Given it enough time, yeah, you're gonna do exactly the same
It's
thing.
just that,
You murderer, you're gonna go to the lesser heaven. You're gonna be at the hell heaven. So they're gonna make rules on how you get what happens to you when you get there, because you can't prove it.
Well, okay, so they're going to present that as their gospel.
It'll have been written that way somewhere
Right,
long ago.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's the that was the justification for Calvinism.
Yeah.
Was the only way to, if it's all preordained, the only way that you could tell who's predetermined is you would be successful. God favors you. And then you have sort of a, well, A turns to B, but B justifies A.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. It's gonna do the exact same thing.
That really sucks, Will. That
Until you know everything, they're always going to use the unknown to explain why people need to be better than other people.
because this means like that if you keep going back, that means that even cavemen that were whooping each other, this was happening too.
Yeah.
This
Or
has
their own idea.
always
about this,
been this has always been part of their society.
Yeah. I'm sure. God, whatever, if they called it God or however, they're like, yeah, if I'm stronger than you and can beat you, I was obviously chosen. And I'm sure it got down to simplistic things back then. Like, it was.
This could be far more. This is actually could be more brutal than the world that we imagine. Yeah.
Because you already know you're going to another place. So the rules here are all theory.
Right.
So you can do it, but you were like, nah, I'm going to regular heaven. I'm not going to the hell heaven. Or you're going to make rules where if I take out enough of the high people heaven, then I climb to there.
No, that's like Highlander.
Yeah.
You know,
Did their spirits leave?
Well, their
When they
power
died?
were absorbed by
Oh
the,
yeah, and it went. Okay, okay. I
yeah.
was like, I swear I remember seeing the white come out of.
Oh yeah, the quickening.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Damn, I haven't seen that show forever.
You know, the show was actually better than
The movies.
just about. I mean, the first one is cool because it's concise, and it was only meant to be one story, so it doesn't get convoluted with
Hmm.
bullshit. But at least the show was like it had a through line.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
I wouldn't want to see what they do with it. They'd make it lame.
would they continue it, or would they just start from?
I imagine they'd start
Reboot.
from scratch and
I mean, it wouldn't be hard to continue it. You just say that these people are the lore, and these are the new. Although
well,
they'd have to explain how Duncan got killed somewhere along
well, I mean, they went through all the trouble of even having in the last movie.
I did not see it, so I have no idea.
Well, they actually put they tied them together, so Duncan ended up killing Connor,
Mm,
so that it was a
one continuity now.
well,
I mean, it was all connected, but
it was so he could beat a tougher adversary.
gotcha.
So all right, that's fine. It all worked out, I guess, except for the fact that Connor won the prize at the end of the first movie. So there's all right, cool, whatever. This is how we're doing this.
Yeah, you gotta change some of the rules when you realize that we're gonna have a whole lot more stuff coming.
I wouldn't want to see him mess it up, man. I mean, there's this.
I'm surprised they haven't. How many rerun ideas that they've done?
It's kind of weird. So like the cycle is our things, right? We went through. We sat through and we got all the '70s remake shit. It was awful, right? Um, oh, we did. We got that.
Flintstones?
No, man. Think about okay. So take that about like 20 years, right? And so after they started doing like Lost in Space and all that other crap,
Oh yeah,
that's
they
when
did do that.
that's when you were getting like remakes of Starsky and Hutch and um things from that era. So
Chips.
chips and other, I mean, like dumb shit from this. Dukes of Hazzard. Yeah, they did that like
Gotcha.
10,
They
20
did,
years
yeah.
ago. They just raped the '80s clean. They did,
Yeah.
and they're still trying to make GI Joe happen and all this other shit. But now they're gonna move on to the next thing. This is when they're going to stop trying to continue things like the X Files, but remaking it. They're gonna be hitting all of our '90s stuff. Um, I don't want them to do it. They've been doing it for a long time.
I'm cool
but
for new X Files.
I'm not.
I'd go see it.
The story was fine. It
It's
concluded.
fine, but
It was like 7 seasons. It concluded just fine. I didn't even watch the new stuff. I don't care. But
I didn't watch the new stuff either.
but
Also, maybe that's why they're not going to make a new one. I don't know if anybody really did.
just let it go. It's fine. It's fine. Make something else.
Huh. All right. No wonder what other. Yeah, I guess it is about that time, huh? So 20 years. Okay.
Yeah, they're getting to. I mean, so I have fonder memories of '80s stuff than I do '90s stuff, but it's not. Actually, you know what? They already did. They made new episodes of like Tiny Toons and Animaniacs and things like that. So they are like hitting that era again. DuckTales.
Yeah. Yeah, all those are on Disney.
Yeah. So they are, kind of they're there.
Okay. X-Men 97.
Yeah, well, there you go.
So, yeah, they're
Yeah.
right there. Well, that was amazing. I still think
Yeah, you were into it, yeah.
it's amazing.
I'm not getting the channel to watch it. I won't.
Well, you always have other ways of watching it. You always find ways.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not that interested, but well, I'm kind of apathetic to this stuff. Even
So what's the last thing you watched?
the last
New thing.
new thing I watched.
What's the newest that you hadn't already watched? What's the newest thing? Like the last thing you watched for the first time?
Does this include like new episodes of things? Because uh like new Demon Slayer is out.
Oh. Yeah, we got, well, and there's new My Hero
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
out.
I
We're watching
not.
Jujutsu
How
Kaisen.
far into that are
We're
you?
still in the first season,
Okay.
but the kids are dressing up as what's the main guy's name?
With the orange hair?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Toshi.
Maybe.
Um,
You just tell me the
yeah,
okay.
main guy with the orange hair. William's going as him, and Livy's going as Maki, who has the purple glasses.
The purple glasses.
She's like the only one that wears glasses. She had
Oh.
the staff.
Yeah.
So Livy's
Yeah.
going as her.
Oh, well, that's cool.
So even though they've only watched part of the first season, but yeah, summer gets hard to watch stuff. You know, they're off. Livy's just going with friends, and
Well, yeah. No, I understand.
so it's hard to watch. Wintertime we watch a lot more.
I don't remember all the names on these shows.
I'm
It's
bad.
hard. I'm bad with names to begin with. If you tell me it's like, was the guy with the blue eyes? Because
The guy that wears the thing over his eyes.
yes, because you should dress as him because he's the coolest, and everybody knows that.
Well, William's going as the main guy because he's got red hair.
Plus orange.
That's close enough.
It's not.
And he's
but-
not even going to spike his hair.
Well, what's the point? It's just like blue clothes.
Blue clothes, but he gets a hood. That's
But
different.
yeah, so I mean that's new. Yeah, stuff like that.
Nothing you've watched just brand new that you decided to just pick up that caught your attention and you've run with it. I know you don't ever do series kind of things, huh?
No, that stuff counts as series. Like Free Run was a series.
Which one?
Free Run was a series.
Free Rent.
Yeah.
Anime?
Yeah.
Something not anime.
The last.
All right, enough said.
Well, they just. I mean, they don't play anywhere, like on anything that I have. Right? Because I don't subscribe to Netflix or Paramount or any of those other things. And if I'm gonna watch a movie, I'm gonna.
Did you watch the Godzilla?
Not yet. I will soon.
I didn't finish.
But you started?
I started falling asleep.
Well, there you go. No, I haven't. I have not sat down to watch like a movie. Yeah, I don't know, and I've got kind of I've got the apathy going on, like even the stuff they're showing, like Deadpool Wolverine should be like getting me like
What
excited.
about Dune 2?
I haven't gotten around to it yet,
Okay.
and I like the first one.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I didn't see it in the theater. It's got to be out.
Oh, it's streaming, yeah. I think it's on Max. It's definitely not on
I'm
Netflix.
gonna have to rent it.
Yeah.
But I don't mind renting movie. In fact, I prefer it. Yeah, I'll put that on the list. Watch Godzilla. I don't know. I don't know what other movies are out that sound interesting.
There's
I did watch something. What was it? Watch something weird. Go ahead.
there's a decent amount coming out this summer. Like Brad Pitt and George Clooney are in one. It looks pretty good.
I don't know what it's about.
They're both hitmen, and
Yeah, probably. That does
they
not
feel
sound-
very like from the preview. They feel very much like the characters from Ocean's 11.
I didn't like those movies.
Well, maybe not down the road, but Ocean's 11 was good.
I did not care for
Wow.
any of those movies.
Oh my lord. Okay.
I'm sorry. I just that
But yeah,
Not for me.
there was a bunch of other previews that I was like, oh, I'd watch that. Yeah, that one I can wait until it comes out, kind of thing, and different things like that. But yeah, there's plenty of stuff coming up. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be using all my free tickets. Well, obviously Deadpool Wolverine.
Yeah, I mean, I watched the trailer for it, and
I haven't even watched the trailer for it.
oh, okay, well, that's unfortunate because it's very good. I was like, this looks like it's having a lot of fun, but um, I just don't care. It's weird. It's the same thing goes with that new terrible like Star Wars show. That
The Acolyte? Or
yeah, that
has it gotten bad reviews?
so this is another one of those 91% by critics, 52% by audience kind of deals. So take that for what it's worth, and it's odd because a few years ago, oftentimes I found myself like siding with critics, but they value things that I do not value.
This is kind of how you left the Democratic side.
Well, when it comes to like movies and books and anything with a narrative structure, if the first thing that you don't value is story, then unfortunately, you're not serving the public.
Yeah, that's not always the first thing I need. But I also don't need meaning in it either.
I'm just gonna say this as nicely as I can. You have nothing to say, and you don't know how to say it gracefully. You don't know what subtlety is, and if you think it is your position or responsibility to try to change things with your shitty writing, you do not know what you're doing. You're not responsible enough to know how to handle this, so don't. As it said in Pool, make the shot first. Don't worry about your leave. Make the shot first. And if you can't tell a cohesive, meaningful story first, whatever nonsense you want to inject has no place. Wonder Woman, I'm looking at you. That thing that everybody cheered for, okay? If your story's not in place or good, you don't have to stop the movie to find a Native American guy in the middle of Europe and talk about how, well, this man took my lands from me. What did this do for the story? Nothing. Is it meaningful at all? No, but you stopped the movie to do it. And your story wasn't so kick-ass that I could overlook the fact that you did this. That's the point.
Gotcha.
And if your shitty-ass movie stops the movie to lecture me about capitalism in the middle of your stupid Star Wars movie...
That was pretty rough. Otherwise, that was a decent movie.
Nah, you're trying to get my goat. Don't do
I
this.
thought it was pretty good. Although, she is one of the worst actors I've ever seen.
She's horrible.
She is absolutely garbage.
She's wooden. There's nothing. There's.
She was fine in Game of Thrones because that's who she is.
She's in Game of Thrones.
Emilia Clarke, she is
Oh wait, which one are you talking about?
from Solo.
Oh, you're
Oh.
talking about Solo?
Oh.
No, I'm talking about fucking.
That's the capitalism one, isn't it? That you're talking about?
No, that's episode 8, where they go to a casino planet.
Oh, that's right. I was getting confused.
No, Solo, I didn't mind.
I thought they did a capitalism thing in there, but no, you're right. That was episode 8.
No, that was episode 8. In Solo, I don't recall. Look, it was fine. It's not a great movie. It just it sets out to do something and it doesn't. Right? It has a very simple goal. This is a heist movie.
Yeah.
Right? And it does it fine. it has a. I mean, if you're gonna set up like Paul Bettany's the bad guy, obviously you're gonna be like, I'd like to see a little bit more out of him. It's like that's cool, but uh, what am I gonna complain about? You guys set out to do a simple thing and you did it. You did not set out to fucking like whatever, whatever. Yeah, that's fine. All right, yeah, you don't do this. What's wrong?
Well, I'm Will.
I'm Jeffrey.
I'm gonna try and hit the button.
Okay, go ahead.